Hey, welcome to the Overshare Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show, coming to you every Monday at 6 a.m. UK time. And hello, how are y'all doing? So today, I wanted to like read this topic has been on my mind for a bit, and I just really didn't know when to talk about it. But I think today is the day. Today's finally like here, and as you can tell from the title, I want to talk about why like there hasn't been any proper hit yet, like a summer hit, or like not hit, like not necessarily like a summer hit, but just in general like a chart hit from this year that has really like stuck. And we're almost halfway through a year already, and we still have very much nothing on the plate, except there seems to be some like a light at the end of the tunnel. Like there seems to be some hope for the summer and for the rest of the year, probably in terms of hits. But it is true that it has been a very slow year. So I'll get into that. I'll get into like possibly the reasons why, or like just in general like comparing it to last year and what really like helped last year to like blow some songs and some artists out of the water and all, like just make them show off and climb the charts very quickly. But yes, that's gonna be the topic, and also I'm gonna talk about some of the upcoming releases. Even though I already had an episode of like who is gonna make it big in 2025, or like who's gonna be dominating 2025 in terms of music. But I just like take this as like an updated version, like almost halfway through the year. So yeah, so let's get into that. Well, before we get actually into that, songs of the week, let's just get them out of the way. This is also the last episode of April, so y'all better check out the playlist of the month called the Overshare Pamphlet dash Songs of the Week, April 2025. So you can find it on Spotify. Yeah, but it's time to close off the playlist with some good new releases. And I have, first off, Wait on Me by Kai. This is like definitely building off of like some of the Afrobeat trends in K-pop, I think. But I think it's actually very interesting because it's like not as like copy and paste as I don't know, other songs in K-pop that have been in that sense. But I definitely recommend checking it out. It's very, very cool. It's a very interesting vibe. I think it's like it's definitely synthy in some parts of the song, but it's quite like quite a vibe. I think it's not necessarily like summery in that sense, but it's definitely like Afrobeats, and it has that very specific like Afrobeat vibe to it. Like it's that type of song, and Kai has that interesting delivery as well. So I would say just if you know anything about Kai, he has a bit of that sexy vibe to it, like in terms of delivery and like voice, like performance in that sense, vocal performance. So it's a very interesting one. Also, I think the EP in general, it's quite interesting. It's called also Wait on Me, the fourth mini album, but it has a lot of very cool like tracks and songs. There's a lot of, since it's like as I'm entertainment, there's a lot of like R&B in there as well. So I really liked also Flight to Paris was very good. I think I really liked Ride In, but I think I'm gonna put Wait on Me for now only on the EP. On the playlist. So yes. Then I'm gonna put this one because it's like it sort of is serious, but it's also not. So take it with like grain of salt. But this is Kiss My Kitty. No, Kiss a Kitty. Sorry, Kiss a Kitty. Jesus Christ, that would have been even worse. By Chew. Now, this song, I don't know what the fuck it is about. I think it has to be. I'm sure the way it's actually, produced and like thought out of was simply just, someone kissing an actual cat, like a small cat, not the actual visage. But I think it's just like so silly that it comes off that way though, because like the whole chorus like I wanna kiss a kitty, kitty. And I think she also says at a point, I don't want to kill it, I just want to kiss it or something. It's like you don't want to kill a cat, like even if it's about a cat, you don't want to kill a cat, which is like duh. But also, why do you even think about that? But also, if it's not about a cat, then what is it about? You know what I mean? Like, what is this song? But despite that, the the production is very summery. It's very like it reminds me a bit of "Say So" by Doja Cat, I guess, like that, you know, like throwbackish sort of vibe. Um, but yes, indeed. So that's lesbians go listen to this song immediately. Like that was probably made for y'all. Probably, I'm not really sure, but maybe that's definitely a song to listen to, I guess. Yes, next song. Let's just move on. I need I need to talk about What Was That by Lorde. And this song also sort of like has to do with the episode of the day as well, because it is also a new release by an artist we've been waiting for. Well, personally, I've been waiting for this artist for quite a long time, and the numbers are already starting to like come in for the streams and everything. And this song seems to be mayhaps a hit, but we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. But yes, this is What Was That. I have actually some mixed feelings about this song, in the sense that I still consider it's a great song, but because I'm like so, I love Lorde music so much. Like her music is just so good to me. I'm critical of it because I really respect her as an artist. But yes, I have some critiques, I guess, of the song, but also some, interesting stuff to say about it, I guess, overall. So it is still in the melodrama soundscape, I would say, maybe. Like it does sort of like sound like a song that could fit in there. But I think what really sets it apart is the tonal shift a bit, and like the like more maturity in terms of writing, like the perspective, I guess, is like more like looking back rather than a fresh breakup. It's like more, the song is about like looking back at your youth and a person that changed your life forever when you were young, basically, and just reminiscing on that, and like thinking about all the how good that thing was, but also how it changed, and it just, that door closed forever, and you're left reading and like wondering, what was that? What was that? What the fuck was that? James, what was that? But yeah, I think also that sets it apart, I guess, a bit tonally, a bit from melodrama. However, like synth wise is like still in the same soundscape. However, production wise, this is not a Jack Antonoff number. It's actually a Dan Nigro number, which is interestingly, she's choosing to collaborate now with a direct competitor, I guess I would call it, of Jack Antonoff. But that doesn't mean she cannot. I mean, I'm very excited about this collaboration, actually, because I want to see what they can come up with, I guess, in that sense. But overall, I guess like I understand why the song was chosen as a single, because it seems to be palatable, at least, or at least more palatable than melodrama overall. It's less aggressive, which to me is not necessarily a good thing. I mean, I understand it's made to appeal more, which is honestly all that you could ask for, so slay for that. But every time I listen to a song, I guess I still enjoy it more. But I still think every now and then when I listen to a song, I think I wish this part of the song was hitting harder. The drums here, I wish they were like a bit more snappier, or like I wish the production went a bit harder there, or like there's a part where like she has a short like shout or whatever, and it was like very tamed compared to like what she usually does. So I was like, I wish she went a bit harder on that. So overall, it seems to be like a tamer version of a melodrama track, if that makes any sense. Which I'm still gonna gobble it up, and maybe that's the secret sauce for her to like sort of break into the mainstream again. and it seems to be working from the numbers. But I'll get more into it when I talk about the overall topic of the day. But yes, this is still really really good. Like this only critique production wise, I guess. Like the only critique I have is just production wise, but overall, the lyrics and the writing are just impeccable. So good. Like peak Lorde lyrics, MDMA. What was it? MDMA smoking. What was it? Sorry, I need to look them up because it's really, really good. MDMA in the back garden and blow our pupils up. We kissed for hours straight. Well, baby, what was that? I remember saying that this is the best cigarette of my life. Well, I want you just like that. In the haze, we're in a sandstorm and it knocks me out. I didn't know then that you'd never be enough for. Since I was 17, I gave you everything. Now we wake up from a dream, baby. What was that? What was that? So, very, very cool. I love the chorus so much, and I think also that the best part is like the second chorus because it's like built up a bit more, and it's like a bit chanty, and I get the like why it's gonna be a bit like of an earworm because like it's very like chanty and repetitive in that sense in terms of melody, and it's so good. Like it's sort of like also very danceable as well, so I'm really enjoying that. And I can also feel here that she got a bit of an inspiration from, like, I can see her collaboration with Charlie was very fruitful in that sense. Like, it really brought back, I guess, like, that, party vibe to her tracks. So I'm really glad about that. But yeah, incredible lyrics. I also like the way it starts, like, a place in a city, a chair in a bed, I cover up all the mirrors, I can't see myself yet, I wear smoke like a wedding veil, make a meal I won't eat, step out into the street, alone in a sea, it comes over me, like, oh, I'm missing you, yeah, I'm missing you, whatever, yeah, so, it's just so good, like, it's such a good storytelling as well, she's just, like, saying, like, a place in the city, so it's, like, yeah, it could be, like, it's non-specific, but it just, like, communicates to you, I think, that it doesn't really need to matter. Like, she's just lost in a city as well. Like, that to me is what it really tells me. Like, she's in a city, a place in a city. It could be any place, but she's like, and that's the whole point. Like, she's lost in a city, basically. A chair in a bed, like, just it's giving me also a small apartment or whatever. I cover up all the mirrors. I can see myself. Yeah, like this is the shit. Like, I don't need to spend this much time on the song, but I love Lorde for that. Like, the lyrics are just incredible. They made me talk, they made me speak, they made me like ramble, so you can tell it's a great track. So yeah, so I'm gonna just give you these three because I think like the playlist is already pretty thick, so that's that. But this perfectly leads me into the main topic of the day, which is again, why has there been no hits in 2025? Like, is 2025 a hitless year? Is there gonna be any hit in 2025? Like, I thought for a bit, like when I was like already like was going through March or whatever, I saw that nothing was really sticking out, and despite Lady Gaga and Tay McRae both releasing albums and possibly like the albums themselves did really well as albums, but I think songs wise, nothing really like managed to like emerge in that sense from both projects. Like, I was really rooting for like Garden of Eden and of course Sports Car, but none of those materialized, so I'm not entirely sure why that happened. I think because like 2024 was so strong in terms of singles and projects and everything, and we're still listening to those songs to this day. I think that it might have been a bit too soon for some songs to actually like outchart the others, the old ones. But if you look at the Billboard Hot 100, for example, in the US, it's still APT, it's still Die With A Smile, it's still Chapel Rowan, I think, it's still sometimes Sabrina. Like, it's still the same stuff from last year. And I think maybe the beginning of the year was a bit still too, fresh to have anything break out. But I think what really started getting me a bit worried was Coachella, because last year Coachella was really the big reason why we got a big boom out of, Chapel Roan and Sabrina Carpenter. Like, they really got a big boost and like promoted their songs, and that's where they got a big push. And like eventually, Espresso, we all knew where we were like when she debuted Espresso at Coachella before it actually was released. That really humped up the song, and gave it a full, fully fledged. It gave it legs and gave it like interest and everything. Same thing with Chapel. Chapel as a whole got even more interest out of these festivals she was doing, and including Coachella. And then Good Luck Babe was a big hit for her as well. So that's that. But this Coachella came and went, I guess. Like it definitely left an impact in that sense with Lady Gaga's big performance. But I don't think anything like I think overall what really was talked about was mostly the performance of it all and the great production and everything. But no song managed to jump out of that. Not even Abracadabra managed to jump spots and like get into the top 10 or whatever. So nothing received any sort of like push from Coachella. And I usually mark that as the start of the summer season for music, because that signifies a lot of like like that's where most artists go to like showcase their new stuff and try to make an impression on the public and possibly have a hit for the summer. I was really looking forward to like seeing how people would react to Cantissimo, and I'm still venturing to say like on a Marina basis in that sense, like as far as Marina goes, like she's not a like mainstream artist. She still has a lot of hits under her belt, but as far as her scope and everything, that song got a bit of a push, I think, out of the Coachella set, and it was really good. She was so good. She was so captivating on stage. I still think that's one of my favorite performances overall at Coachella. She was just like so good and so like charismatic at commanding the crowds and everything, and the way she sang as well was incredible. The fit, she was just very much embodying the song. But yeah, even that song didn't materialize as a big hit, like climbing the charts and everything, but it still got definitely a push. I think another song that really got a push that was quite interesting to see. I'm not sure like if it was specifically, well, it didn't get a big push in the US specifically, but overall I think globally was definitely like Jennie by Jennie, from Blackpink. Her whole set was very interesting, very captivating as well. She's such a charismatic performer. Like she owns the stage, and that song got a great like the fan cam, like the cam of her going to the cameraman and saying like, "Come on, Coachella, you've been waiting for this one. I know you've been waiting for this one." And she says like, "It's gonna be fucking hard," and then she starts getting to the song. It's just so cunt. Loved it so much, and that seems to really be like getting a lot of attention globally, I guess, not specifically the US. Like she's getting a lot of streams out of that. That's currently now her most streamed, like with daily streams in that sense, like song on the chart, on her own chart. So and then globally is climbing pretty fast. But yeah, but nothing really took off. Nothing really like got a push. Now, is it over? Like, is there nothing else that we can look forward to? I think there's still actually a lot of stuff that is yet to come out, and I think there's a couple of projects that are interesting and I'm looking forward to specifically. And I think there might be a chance out of a couple of these projects to have a big hit. Now, first, I want to keep going with like the Lorde song in that sense. What was that? Basically, came out right after Coachella, I think. Was like last Thursday, but she previewed it before. It got a lot of attention. She was like walking in Washington Park, I think it was. I don't know, but basically she went into the whole little TikTok situation, and it got definitely a lot of attention. And then what really shook me was when she released the song. Well, I think it was like the day before or something. She went again to the park and just got a little like a little. I guess I think she sent like an email around saying like, "Oh, I'm here. Show up. We'll have a pop up for the song or whatever." And she literally performed. Well, she didn't sing the song, but she just played the entire song for everyone. And she was like on a little pedestal, taking notes from Charlie XCX, the Brat era, the Brat wall and everything, she previewing the songs and everything. She literally like, and that's what I mean for artists. You guys need to like, for new artists specifically, you guys need to like make it feel like the release is a big event, because the like it takes more effort now to like capture the attention of people because of how many different sources of entertainment that we have and how fractured audiences are nowadays. You need to make it seem like it's something that people cannot miss. It's something that people need to tune in for. Like, and it's the same thing with like other forms of entertainment too, like movies specifically as well. Like the only ones that really are thriving at the box office are the ones that are able to like capture some sort of mass moment. In that sense, they are the ones that can make it seem like it's a big event and like make it worth their time. Like the chicken jockey situation with what was it? Minecraft, the Minecraft movie. Yeah, that is a big sign of like how correctly the marketing was put for that. Like and how difficult it also, I guess, by comparison, it is for other movies to now capture the attention. Like normal ads don't work anymore. Normal promotions don't work anymore. You guys need to like go into the streets like Lorde and Charlie did and get that attention. And I was so surprised that actually so many people showed up. And I kept on seeing videos in New York of like people walking out of the park in masses and like singing to like different Lorde songs. And it was so gorgeous to see. Like it really reminds you that she is a generational artist in that sense. Like when she first came out with like Royals, she really shook people, I think, to the core, and people got super interested. And she's, not to quote Chapel Roan, but she's your favorite artist, like Olivia Rodrigo, Conan Gray, and so many, like Gracie Abrams, and even niche artists like Mol Latour and all these people. Like they're all, or like I would even like to say in some shape or form, like even Taylor Swift is, even though she's like the biggest artist ever, she is also very much influenced by Lorde. Like Lorde is an artiste, a shape. She shapes conversations and like music overall. So that is it. Like that's the vibe. So she really she really did that. And yeah, so this reminded me that she is actually that big, and she has still a chance at capturing the general public again. And it seems like this is working because her song is now number 1 on US Spotify, number 5 I think on US Global, and I think number 3 on UK Spotify. So the song is doing extremely, and this is the first song after Royals that she managed to land on number 1 at US Spotify. So on the US Spotify chart. So that's incredible. That's insane. And it's very interesting. Like, I still think Melodrama is her best album ever, but I do understand why maybe like people didn't really gravitate towards it, because it's like such a deep and like personal album for her that I guess only like the very hardcore Lorde fans would love in that sense. But this is sort of like meeting the best of both worlds. Like it is a bit of the commerciality, I guess, of Royals, but still keeping it very like singer-songwriting, like personal as Melodrama. So I think this is like a good avenue for her to like go into, and this definitely gets me excited for what she has in store for us for the album, and potentially Lorde Summer, potentially that. I think Charlie definitely handed her the baton, like she named her the next next one to dominate the summer after Brat. And I think really like what really helped her as well was doing that Girls So Confusing remix. Like that, I think she managed to capture the attention of a lot of young audiences, I guess, in that sense, because Charlie was popping off, and hopping on that really was a big like a good choice as well, and really, I guess, showed her that she can still do like danceable and like upbeat music. And this is a proof of that. People are definitely tuning in, and they definitely piqued their attention. Well, like they got very 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 interested in her after that collaboration, and now this song is really hitting for them. So that works. That really slays. So Lorde potentially Lord Summer potentially. I'm really curious to see like in a week where the song lands on the Hot 100. I think some projections are saying like definitely like around the top five if it can keep the streams going for the week, and if that's the case, she got it at least. Even if it's just for a week, she got a top 10 hit, which is incredible. But yeah, people need to keep streaming, so that's that. Like that's the main lesson. But so yeah, Lorde potentially has the chance to capture everybody's attention. I think also this comes at a great time because I think people are sort of like slowly getting uninterested in the music from last year finally. So I think she caught them in a good mood, and I think Charlie definitely prepared the general audiences for this sort of music, this type of like, more upbeat numbers and more like synthy pop produced in that sense, danceable. So the appetite maybe is already there for this type of music, so that could definitely translate well for the album sales and everything. So I'm interested to see where it goes with the next singles, or if there's any next single, if she's just gonna drop the album or whatever. But I am definitely intrigued and definitely consider me interested, and I think there's high potential there for like some good hits, or at least this song to be a hit. In an ideal world, I would have another great hit for this album, and it will like just solidify the album for good. But even if it's not the case, that's fine because the song is already doing pretty well. So it's definitely like doing much better than the last two albums. So that's very exciting for her. Even though No Drama is that bitch, but whatever. So yeah, Lorde definitely on the top of my list. However, Common, another artist I'm really interested in, and I think she's in her bag again, is Doja Cat. Now, Doja Cat, the previews that she's given us for like a couple of different songs from this upcoming album called V, is like some of these songs are like incredible. They sound so good, like so unique as well, so fresh. More on the pop side, I think, and more on the R&B and pop, I guess. And I'm definitely seated for this area. It seems like she has a very clear vision about this album, and the vibe is very interesting. So I'm so excited for this album. I don't know much about it. I don't know, no single is out yet, but the two songs I just previewed, I think they're both so good, and I need to stream them. Like I need to stream them so bad. It's like a bit on the like lovey-dovey, like a love song or whatever, or like even the album itself might be like a an album dedicated to her lover, like to her partner. But either way, I'm excited. Like I personally think that this is, as of now, because like I had a bit of a better sense of like what the album is, like vibe wise. She gave us a bunch of like different snippets as well. So I think overall, as of now, this is the one that I'm in terms of album, I'm really excited about. Like I know sort of what like I'm getting into, and I see her vision, and I see the visuals also being very like very much a statement, and very like inspired by art and like artistic like modeling and everything else, and like it's just very interesting, like old style like fashion covers and everything. It's just very very interesting. The all black with like some red hints and everything is just so cool, and her blonde bleached hair, like she's in her bag. I think she's in her bag. I think this is gonna be big. I think it's gonna be big. I think, and also Doja Cat has already proven herself to be a hit maker. Like even with Scarlett, she managed to have incredible success with like some songs. They're still charting like they're still very much streamed, I guess, and I trust her with a good hit, and I'm glad that she's getting into her melodic thing, because that, I think, what really sets her apart, I think, and gives her longevity, I think, is because like she's really a triple threat, like for real. She can sing, she can rap, she can dance, she can perform. Basically, she can just give you everything, and also she is very much artistically inclined. Like she has an artistic vision and a statement. Like she's not just making, I guess, like hits and that's it. They all weave into like this very much like she is an album artist in my opinion as well. Like she knows how to curate a vibe. That's the thing I really noticed about her. So consider me seated for that. Consider me waiting impatiently for that. I think she said the album is actually ready. She's just like finalizing some stuff, but I am ready to receive a single, and I hope it is soon. I think you guys need to like call Doja Cat up and say like drop the fucking single before the hype dies down, please. So yeah, she is coming back for Blood. Now, I want to quickly circle back to like Lana Del Rey, I think, because I think I said before that the album was like definitely bound to be something interesting for her. I mean, she hasn't been able to chart any singles in a long time, and we've had 2 singles now, and I'm getting worried about this album. I don't know why, but I mean, I still see there's like some good stuff in there, even from the performances she had at a recent festival. I liked what was it, the 53.7 or something like that, 54.7. I can't remember. Don't know if it was out that song, but it's definitely like on the country-esque vibe, which I'm like not mad about necessarily, but I really am worried. I mean, I'm still gonna stream it. I'm still gonna enjoy it 100% because I love Lana's music. But I think people are getting tired of her sound, if it makes any sense. Like Lana songs are not for the weak. I think like you need to really give yourself time and like immerse yourself into the whole song. Every song is an experience, and it's not made for replayable value in that sense. Like you wouldn't just keep on replaying that song. You just go into that when you want to feel a specific emotion or like feel transported into a different dimension, basically. And it's a lot to ask for like the general audience, I guess. And, like, so it's gonna be interesting to see how the album performs overall. But these 2 singles that I've not been performing that well in terms of charts and everything. They're so streamed pretty much. The hardcore fans are there, but yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be able to like provide a hit for us in that sense. One thing about Lana is that she's always gonna have like a TikTok hit in some way or another. Like some people are gonna pick a random song of the album, make it a huge thing on TikTok. But charts wise, I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna like be going anywhere specific. But I am seated for that. Lana is a bit different. Like you have to like just trust the process and see where it goes. She's changing the release date. She's changing the cover art again. Like she's changing everything. The name of the album. Like it's just, you know, that's Lana for y'all. Like she just does it every single time. But yeah, like that's just that. So yeah, I don't know. I really want to see some like more interesting like synthy numbers from her. Like we haven't had a proper like synthcore Lana song in a bit. I actually kind of wish she like ventured a bit more into like the Stargirl interlude production, if that makes any sense. Like the very sultry type of production, and like, you know, sexy and like bass or whatever, you know. If you know anything about like, you know, Stargirl interlude, that type of vibe, I want that for her for real. That would be interesting to see. But one can only hope and dream. I think she already provided us a bit of like that country vibe with like chemtrails over the country club and a bit of the Blue Bannisters, like imagery wise as well. So I don't know if like having another country album is the greatest idea for her, but I'm seated anyways. But I don't know if it's gonna translate well for the hits. That's fine though. That's fine. She doesn't have to. Like she's already past that. Like she's a different kind of artist. She's more of like a culty artist. So that's just the way it is for Lana. Now Marina, I'm intrigued about the album. I think the first 2 singles were okay for me. Like they are cute to listen to. I can see the song, like the sonics of the album are definitely in the same vibe, same tone as Cantissimo. But I think Cantissimo is the one that really stood out to me, and I ended up appreciating it even more with each listen. I think it's definitely like in her like prima donna bag, and I think that's where she shines the most, where she's like on the cunt side, please. But also Cantissimo is just so good because I think there has that like the novel aspect of that is the strings and like the violins paired with the very fast paced and futuristic sort of production, like synth bass and everything. So that's so interesting to me, and that's so good. And I I I hope there's more of that in there, a bit more like more of like I think she should play more with strings. I think that would be a good addition to her to the album sonics in that sense. It would be a good distinguishing sound for it. But overall, I'm intrigued by the album. I think with Marina for me it's a bit interesting. I always get obsessed with like a couple of songs from each album. I end up not caring for the album overall as much. I mean, there's still sometimes go back and listen to like albums front to back, but I rarely reach out for the album itself. I more reach out for like one or two or three songs from an album that are really, 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 really good. Like she has the knack for that. I think she can manage to like bring out some songs that are really, really good. And also Cantissimo, the video just was incredible and puts me in like a summery Canti mood. So I am going to be streaming Cantissimo over and over again for this summer. So in my bedroom, it's a hit. Outside of my bedroom, I don't think it is. Just because like it's just the reach that Marina has, and she's okay with that. She doesn't want to be that sort of like mainstream pop album, so that's so fine. So period. But overall, yes, I think that's gonna be fine. But yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure if like there's any I'm always open for more surprises. I don't know if the Miley Cyrus album is gonna really do anything, to be fair. Her lead single flopped. It was good, but I think the sound is too similar to what like Sabrina Carpenter already did, and she did it much better, I think, as well, because she put that little sassy and like sexy undertone and like innuendo to it. So I don't think that's gonna go anywhere, unfortunately. However, I can still see this might be like a strong album concept for her. I don't know if it's gonna really capture people's attention. I mean, it hasn't as of now, so yeah, but I don't think she's gonna have anything specific in there. She's planning to tour the album, so maybe something might come out of that, but I really need to like listen more like from the album. We only had 2 songs and they're quite different in terms of vibe, so I really need to know what is in there, hiding. So but we'll see. We shall see about that. I think that overall, though, it's between Lorde and Doja Cat as of now, as far as we know. Unless there's like any new song and new artist that comes back and out of nowhere, and we're gonna have a big hit out of that. I still think Taylor is not gonna come back until maybe the end of the year, if not next year. If not next year, I think maybe next year, maybe. But I think she's still gonna take a break for a bit, which is wise because people are still not over the hatred. I guess they just like, but that's ebbs and flows. That's actually how I think also in a way the pendulum swings so well for her, because if she just was appeasing and like normal, or like appeasing everyone in a normal way to everyone, like if she didn't get super exposed, she wouldn't get this amount of hate. But also once she gets all this amount of hate, the pendulum is going to swing back and even further away and go again to massive success. That's how I see it. But I think she consciously also chose to overexpose herself for that amount of time that she was on there. But yeah, so we shall see what happens. Yeah. Anyways, see y'all in the next episode. Keep an eye out for the the little new songs that are coming out soon. And yes, have a great time. See y'all soon. Bye.